TunePocket.com. TunePocket.com.
Good evening or good day to everybody. Good afternoon to everyone out there. Welcome to the Sean Farrell podcast. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. This has been a really taxing week physically and emotionally. And so forgive me if I'm sounding a little bit lethargic or I don't say the words right. It's been a long week. Haven't gotten much sleep, and but here I am, talking to who you all, and so let's not waste no time. Let's get right to it. So this is a kind of heavy topic. This is a heavy topic, and but gonna discuss it anyway. Sexual abuse and the mental health impacts of sexual abuse. Okay. 1 in 6 women and 1 in 33 men report experiencing a attempted or completed sexual assault. Some of the mental health effects are depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, substance use, eating disorders, anxiety, and people ages 12 through 24, they face the highest risk, and 82% of all victims under the age of 18 are all female. And so the past couple of videos I have mentioned watching some of these survivors of the R. Kelly documentary, and they were talking about their experiences, and one of these survivors, Geronda Pace, said she was a part of a suicide pact. Okay. She was a part of a suicide pact, and she was told if R was to go to jail, have some pills in his coat pocket, and kill herself. And she talked about how she was really ready to kill herself because she talked about how Rob was everything to her. Okay. And Andrea Kelly, the ex-wife of R. Kelly, she nearly ended her life by suicide. She was such in a dark place mentally that she actually went up to the balcony of the apartment, if I'm not mistaken. It was an apartment or a house, one of the two, but she stood on the ledge and she said, God, I just can't take another day. Geronda sometimes suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder. Tiffany Hawkins, another survivor, she tried to end her life. She ended up taking a whole bunch of pills and ended up being hospitalized. she went through a really dark period. I've already talked about Faith Rogers, how she talked about how she wasn't going to make it, how she think how she thought she wasn't going to make it through 30 to 30, and how it has taken everything in her just not to blow her head off sometimes. Um, Eddie Jones, Lizette Martinez, um, yeah. So Asante Asante McGee, who else am I missing? There's one more. I forget the name of it. I forget her name, but maybe it'll come home to me soon. But so um, oh, it just came to me. Um, Lisa Van Allen. Yeah, these women have talked about how they've had to go through online bullying, um, shaming, um, some of the survivors go as far to say that their kids have been cyberbullied online. And so, you know, you know, sexual abuse is a very serious thing, no joke. And based off their experiences with sexual abuse, um, maybe there's somebody who's watching this video, a man or a woman who went through some of these things, and maybe you're having these same experiences or having flashbacks, PTSD. Um, so yeah, that's the impact of sexual abuse. Um, the most staggering stat I saw was the one that I just read a few moments ago. 82% of all victims under 18 are female. Think about that for a second. 82% of all victims under the age of 18 are all female. So, um, like I said, to the men and women who are watching this, um, maybe you've had no men and women. If you have gone through this, to those who are watching this, you probably, based off the experiences I just read of some of these women, probably going through the same thing too. And so it was really heartbreaking to hear their stories. Yeah, it was really heartbreaking to hear their stories. And and some of them still, even to this very day, 2023, they still have flashbacks, anxiety, depression. Um, so yeah. Um, so I just wanted to touch on that, the mental health aspect of the mental health ramifications of sexual abuse. Um, also wanted to touch on something else. I saw a post on Instagram where it said how um ways you can notice that a friend's depression is heading in. Um, let me find it. Let me find it. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. Someone said someone's depression is setting in. Um, the individual lacks interest, enthusiasm, and concern. They often say, I'm okay, when asked how they're doing because it takes too long, too much energy to explain how they're feeling. They say, I'm tired or I'm exhausted a lot more than normal. Um, they smile briefly, then have a blank expression. They become more quiet than they usually are. They sometimes have a hard time making eye contact. I rarely maintain eye contact because I really don't talk to people too much. Um, Sometimes they lose their appetite, others overeat. Um, they isolate themselves and often express the desire to be alone. They struggle to remain engaged in conversation. They become emotionally distant and easily distracted. They sometimes neglect their environment and appearance because their energy level is at an all-time low. Their responses become shorter. So this is a few signs that someone's depression is heading in. Um, for me, um, the individual lacks concern, enthusiasm. Um, that relates to me. They often say I okay or I'm exhausted a lot. Um, they become more quiet than they usually are. Maintaining eye contact. Some lose their appetite, others overeat. Um, so all of these relate to me in some kind of way. And for you all, the audience, there are some of these reasons they may relate to you too, as well. They may relate to you too as well. And so, a very good example. Yesterday, um, at work, I was not, I was not, I was not excited. Um, I was not excited on Friday. I was actually in a deep depression, so much so that when I got off from my first job, I did not even eat. I just went hungry. And so I went through a good, like, let's see, I went through a good 8 hour period without eating anything. I just made up my mind that I would go hungry and try to eat as little as possible. Um, I did have a protein shake eventually, protein smoothie from Smoothie King, which is about, which is one of the things that I always eat or drink. Um, yeah, but so having a protein smoothie, it really cut out about 65 to 70% of the depressive feelings that I was feeling. Um, but there was still another 30% there, I would say. So it didn't cut it all out. But I would just say more it helped um, stabilize those depressive feelings I was feeling. And I often say, because it's getting hot, when you're feeling depressed and and you work outside and the sun is blazing down on you and your depression is on full strong. I often say hot temperatures amplify depression, which they do. Hot temperatures amplify depression. And so that's exactly what had happened. Now, I mentioned that I went hungry for a long period of time. Um, I would say I was in a 100% miserable mood, but then those high temperatures, the sun blazing down, amplified it up to 120%. Then once I had something, I would say the 120 probably went down to around 70% miserable mood. Um, wait, what did I just say? I told you. I told you. Forgive me if I don't sound right. Um, it took it down to 30% miserable mood. Okay. It took it down to 30% miserable mood. Okay. So it went from 120% miserable mood down to 30% miserable mood. And so there was still a element of, so I was still miserable. But I could get here through the day. At least I had at least I now have the energy to get through the day, get through the rest of the day, and go home, which happened. So yeah, so it was a pretty taxing week, mentally and physically. Okay, all right, that's what I wanted to talk about. Um, and I do not know why these videos that I shot on my phone are not uploading. Okay, so in case you haven't heard, I'm starting a separate podcast. Okay, so anybody who knows me, that I'm a huge NBA fan, throwback 90s, 70s, 80s, NBA, NFL. So I'm going to be starting a podcast directed towards that. And I'm going to stay on topic. So I'm going to stay on topic on this podcast. I'm going to stay on topic. I will be dropping some sports references, but I'm not going to be talking no NBA hoops on my mental health podcast. No. So I'm going to stay on topic, mental health, and I'm going to stay on topic on this next channel that I'm getting ready to start. Talking throwback NFL, NBA. So I'm really excited for that. And that's it. And that's all. This has been the Sean for Real podcast. Hope everybody has a blessed Memorial Day weekend. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. And I will see you all soon. Peace out, y'all. I'm going, y'all. I'm going, y'all. I'm going. Peace out, y'all.